everyone, welcome back to another vlog. In this vlog, I will be sharing our mini trip that Jared and I took for our birthdays at the beginning of July. We got in around 9 p.m. on a Wednesday night. After checking in at our hotel, we headed to Planet Hollywood's food court to find something to eat. I found Tacotarian, where they serve all vegetarian tacos. I was so excited that I decided to try 5 different ones from their menu. They were all actually pretty good to me. And then Jared ended up getting a lobster roll from a different spot. We wanted this birthday trip to mainly be relaxing, so our first day after we woke up, we headed straight to the pool. We did end up reserving a day bed for practically the whole day. We got in around 10:30, then they took us over to where our day bed was going to be. I honestly forgot the name of the pool that we were at, but there was 2 pools. That very first day, we ended up checking out one of them. The second day, we ended up checking out the other one. We were staying at the Aria Hotel, and the beds were actually very, very comfortable. I enjoyed spending all day there. Other times that we've been to Vegas, we were running around looking at things, going to museums. We were just up and down all over Vegas, really. But this time, we're like, no, let's just relax for our birthdays, enjoy. And that's exactly what we did. It was so nice, so peaceful. We ended up getting a little lunch there as well, something light, and this was after we had already gotten into the pool. Then around 4 o'clock, no joke, it started to downpour. So Jerry and I decided to go back to the hotel and decided to just start getting ready a little bit earlier. We initially did want to get ready like around 5, maybe 6, I don't remember, but yeah, around 4 o'clock wasn't too bad. I started ironing my dress because it was a little wrinkly, especially after being in our suitcase, and I also ended up ironing Jared's pants. Doing all this, we decided to continue our relaxing vibes. We took our time with getting ready. We weren't trying to be in any type of rush. Yeah, it was really nice to just take our time with everything. This was my final look. Sorry, I was at this point I was still trying to play with my new camera that Jared had bought for me, and yeah, I was trying to play with it. After we got dressed, I ended up wearing my dress with black heels and a little YSL clutch, and this is us getting to the restaurant for Jared's birthday dinner. He ended up picking this place because they have good steak, the best steak, not sure, but this is what he wanted for his birthday dinner, so this is where we ended up going. The restaurant itself is in the Park MGM Casino. Restaurant itself was very nice. I loved their little details, and for appetizers we got the sourdough bread and the shrimp cocktail. For our main dish, Jared went with the steak and I got the salmon, and for the sides, because they were shareable size, we ended up going with the mushroom and fries. The sauce that the mushrooms were in was actually very delicious. I enjoyed it so much. And then to wrap up our meal, we ended up going with a little cappuccino. After dinner, I actually ended up changing out of my heels. Then we headed over to the Bellagio. We did a pit stop over at the Cosmopolitan. I always love looking at that chandelier bar. It's just so beautiful. Then I made another pit stop to record this little clip. Then we headed inside the Bellagio. We came in through where people check in for the hotel. And then right around the corner is this little area. I forget what it's called, but they do change it, and every time it does have different themes. I didn't look to see what the theme was, but when we do come to the Bellagio, I do like looking at what theme they have. The next morning, we headed back to the pool to check out the other pool they have. Pools are separated by a bar that sits in the middle. Our pool day on this day really consisted of us being in the pool basically the whole time that we were there. After we came back from the pool, we changed into the outfits that we're gonna be in for the rest of the day. For lunch, we wanted to have fish and chips, so we were heading over to the New York casino because they have some of the best fish and chips that we have tried. I will say their portions are pretty big, at least for the fish and chips. So what Jared and I ended up doing this time around, we ended up splitting them because the dish for one person is just so much. Prior to our fish and chips main dish, we did end up getting the fried pickle appetizer, which I did not expect. I thought it was going to be, the quarter size cut up little fried pickle, but that wasn't the case. They were in little wedges and they also came out pretty hot, but nonetheless, they were very good. The next time you're in Vegas and you're in the mood for some fish and chips, I would highly recommend for you to try out this place. You will not be disappointed because these fish and chips were just very delicious. I meant to record the first day of what our room here in Aria looked like, but we honestly kind of just got there, headed out to Planet Hollywood, got food, came back, and just decided to go to bed because we were kind of pooped from that flight from Texas to Vegas. And so this is what it looks like. This is right after you enter the room. It has two closets, which is nice. One was for me, the other one was for Jared. A big mirror that you can take selfies in front of and or just stare at yourself, whatever you like, And we just packed our luggage right into that little corner. They had a TV, that little desk. This was a king bedroom. And then the best part of the room was that you can open up the curtains at just a click of a button, and then you get to see the view, which for us was the Vidara along with the MGM park, and at nighttime it just so beautiful. Also, don't mind me, I was still getting used to vlogging with this new camera, and so there's moments I kind of feel like I just jerk the camera around. Overall, we did enjoy our room. At check-in, we did end up asking if they had upgrades. They didn't that night or that weekend that we stayed, but they did upgrade us to the 26th floor, which was very nice. It doesn't hurt to ask, if they have an upgrade or wherever you're staying, really, because as the saying goes, closed mouths don't get fed, right? The bathroom itself was also very nice. It did have a standing shower and a big bathtub. The room also came with robes, which was really nice that we actually did use this trip around. And now our trip coming to an end. This was the outfit I wore to the airport. We did get to the airport about an hour and a half early before our flight, so we decided to stop at the Centurion Lounge and have a lunch before our flight. This was us by our gate waiting to board. It did take a minute, so we ended up killing time at one of the slot machines. Then heading back to Texas, getting home safe and sound, thank God. And thank you so much for watching my vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you do end up going to Vegas, I hope you have an amazing time and enjoy your trip. And thank you so much for watching.